Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Luke Nandy Bear, aka Luke Book Bear, and tonight we're gonna pick up where we left off at last night in our previous video, which was, did SEC or Securities Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler apply for a crypto advisor role at Binance back in 2019? Now, if that's true, it seems like a conflict of interest now that now that the SEC is going after Binance. So, in our video we cited for the source of this, or I would call it a starting point rather than a source, but a starting point to dig further in and investigate where are these allegations coming from. So we also talked about, the book bear is getting tongue tied. Let me grab it. Fortunately, the book bear has a drink close by, real close. Don't have to go to the fridge or nothing. Just hold on. Okay, the book bear is ready to proceed again. Okay, so we talked about our starting point where we found the information at. We also talked a bit about Binance.us, which is the US version of their Binance exchange, which, as I said before, also in the previous video, I don't know any Americans that really use that thing. I don't use it myself, and I don't know anyone else that does either. We also talked about Bitcoin Cash, BCH, being delisted from the Binance.us exchange. And we also talked a bit about, let's go over to our starting point from yesterday. It is a site called social.wubits.io, and this is where the quote breaking news that's where I heard about it from. And I found about it, it came up in a couple of groups I'm in, and the people who brought it up, my observation is they usually post credible stuff. So I took it as a starting point of where can I get more information about this, or let me read something that I can get the gist of it and move from there. So we did a video about this last night. Now the source, I did find it today. It is from the court case itself. Now, this is a site called courtlistener.com. Now, they have the dockets for a lot of cases over here. This is all free over here. Now, oftentimes I use Pacer, which is it's a service where you have to pay by the page for court cases. Well, for federal court cases, that is to say the United States District Court and the U.S. Court of Appeals. And I believe also Supreme Court cases also. Anything federal in the 50 states and also D.C. and I think territories and other places like Guam and all that. But now, the court listener says it's a free law project, or it's from Free Law Project. So the case is captioned as Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, versus Binance Holdings Limited. Now, here's the case number. I'll link all this in the description. Now, it's in the district court in Columbia, not the Columbia court, not the DC court itself, but this is the U.S. district court in the District of Columbia. So there's a difference. There's two different courts in the District of Columbia. Now, this is the docket now. Now here is the exhibit. Let me scroll to the top now. It says Exhibit A-78, document number 19, attachment number 14. Now there's 8 pages here. This is a letter from, from the attorneys. Well, they're signed at the bottom. We know what. Let's just take a look at the relevant part. It's on page 6 of 8. Don't want to make the video too long here. Okay, it's under this section here. It says the staff's refusal to acknowledge Chairman Gensler's conflict of interest. Now, it says, finally, we again raise our concerns, which the staff has never addressed or even acknowledged, regarding Chairman Gensler's personal history with Binance and Mr. We're going to call him CZ. And remember, BHL is Binance. As noted in Mr. CZ's February 27, 2023 Wells submission, now Chairman Gary Gensler had several discussions with Mr. CZ and other Binance personnel, shortly before the chairman's return to government service. Now, if you don't already know, we'll save that for later. let me continue. Now, quote, in those conversations, Mr. Gensler acknowledged the regulatory uncertainty surrounding cryptocurrency. That's, what's a security, what's a commodity, and all the confusion that's going on and has been going on for quite a long time now, or at least the last couple of years. Now, surrounding cryptocurrency, and offered to serve as an advisor to BHL to Binance. Let me read this again now. Mr. Gensler acknowledged the regulatory uncertainty surrounding cryptocurrency and offered to serve as an advisor to Binance. In March 2019, he also met with Mr. CZ for an in-person lunch meeting in Japan, during which they discussed the BNB token, which is the Binance token, the prospect of Binance establishing a US-based exchange, which became Binance.US, and other topics. Mr. CZ and Mr. Gensler remained in touch after the meeting, and Mr. CZ understood that the now chairman, as he's now the chairman of the SEC, he wasn't before, was comfortable serving as an informal advisor. At Mr. Gensler's request, Mr. CZ was interviewed for Mr. Gensler's cryptocurrency course at MIT. We'll talk about this more here in a minute also. And later in 2019, when Mr. Gensler was asked to appear before the House Financial Services Committee in the U.S. Congress to testify on cryptocurrency matters, he sent Mr. CZ his intended testimony a day before the scheduled hearing in Congress. Now, okay, the MIT thing here, Gary Gensler, I watched his. I think they call him free. It's not freeware. It's I can't remember what you call it now, but it's all of his courses the entire course he taught at MIT. It's online now on YouTube, and it's MIT's free. I forget what they call it now. It's not freeware, something free, but in other words, it's a free classes at MIT, and they're on YouTube. And Gary Gensler has a whole series about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and pardon me, the book bear is getting a bit tongue-tied. It is going on 3 a.m. now. Gensler had his course at MIT that he taught about Bitcoin, blockchain, and decentralized technology. It's all on YouTube now. It's there's a whole bunch of videos for the course, and they're at MIT something, but pretty easy to find if you want to find them. I watched them myself long ago. Now this letter is signed by, let's see, the Binance attorneys. Let's see. Okay, here's Gibson, and this is Stephanie L. Brooker, counsel for Binance, and then you got Latham and Watkins, and this is William Barker, counsel for CZ. Now this this letter here is making an official record of something. Let's see. Let me see if I can scroll up here. Okay, it says confidential, but it's not. This is an exhibit in a court case in the United States District Court. It's not confidential anymore. Now it says, pardon me. Okay, we write on behalf of our clients, Binance and CZ, to memorialize our discussions regarding the staff's recent allegation, or the staff's recently alleged concerns regarding the safety of customer assets on Binance. Okay, so yeah, memorialize. They're making an official record of this, and it's now an exhibit in the court case. So there's the source. Now also, I don't want to make the video too long now. Just want to touch briefly on our starting point from last night about Wubits. Now I looked a bit further into this, and it's a typical Web3 platform. Wubits is a decentralized application in which you can access on the web at social.wubits.io. It is on the Polygon blockchain, which, if you're not already familiar, Polygon itself is a layer 2 chain on Ethereum. So it's a side chain of Ethereum. It's what you call layer 2, such as, for example, Lightning Network on the BTC chain. So it's a layer 2 chain on Ethereum. And this is a bit about Wubits. Apparently Wubits is in a way somewhat similar to places like the old Steemit, which is now Hive, and also Blurt. And there's some other ones too where you get paid for social media. Now here on Wubits it says, okay, how are creators paid on Wubits? Now creators on Wubits have a complete control over their monetization. This means it's up to them to post their content as free or premium. Or premium, okay. They only get paid if a user, but it says they only get paid if a user buys their premium content. So okay, a bit different than Steemit and Hive and Blurt, but still fairly common. You post some content for free, and then you also have some premium content, which is the same thing. I guess you would call it legacy media. Oh, there's really not legacy. This is the same thing when you can do online at centralized places. Now let's see. Here's an example where they've got a screenshot. Okay, yeah, so you can get paid in Ethereum, Matic, or these US on the Polygon chain, the tokens for USDC, Tether, and also on Ethereum, USDC and Tether on Ethereum also. So it's interesting. I'm not sure I will use it, or maybe I will. I don't know. Take a look at it again. Yeah, social Wubits.io. It's another dApp. Runs on the Polygon. Well, this one happens to run on the Polygon blockchain. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. It is getting real late. It is. Let's see. Okay, now it's past 3. Now it is 3:03 a.m. Book Bear's got to get to bed because I do have some relatively important things to do tomorrow. Also gonna be busy tomorrow night also. So the video is most likely gonna be real late tomorrow night also. So thanks for watching. We'll talk again soon tomorrow night. Bye.